I'm Stephanie Hansen, and I'm talking about curriculum development out of Chapter 13. Talking about the definitions of curriculum, there are two definitions. And the first one is a plan of action or a written document which includes strategies for achieving desired goals. The other one is dealing with experiences of learners inside of a school and outside of school experiences as part of the student's curriculum and tying them together. The definition that I chose is a plan of action or a written document. I feel like this builds different points of achievement to get to, and if you are not obtaining those goals, it gives you areas that you can work on. So I definitely agree with the first one. Then there are several different types of approaches to curriculum, and the behavioral approach is more of a step-by-step following a blueprint to reach goals. I feel this sets out specific areas of where you need to follow and meet, and it also will allow you to figure out what you're not meeting. The managerial uses the resources available in the school system. I feel this is more of your rural areas who don't have quite everything those larger schools with more money have. So they do use the people in their buildings and what equipment they have to make learning possible for those kids. I feel where I teach at, this would be exactly where we're at, is using the people and using what equipment we have and trying to make things as possible for the kids to have the best learning environment. Some other approaches is the systems approach. This is developed through a flow chart, and I feel like this is a very rigid form of approaches to build curriculum. I feel like you have to fit in a specific mold, and if you don't, then you're not going to meet where you need to be, and there is no student that is the same or any teacher that is the same, so I feel like that is a hard area to implement into a school system. The humanistic is allowing students to be free and open their spirit and express themselves. I don't know if I agree with this completely, because there isn't specific this needs met by this standard, and kids aren't having to produce the same thing to follow the same amount, or workers or certified staff. So I am going to probably go with the managerial. Criteria for developing curriculum. There's a lot when you're coming to curriculum and developing it, and I feel that when you're developing curriculum, I feel like all the teachers or anybody being a part of the curriculum, whether you're teaching it, building it, implementing it, however you're looking at it, I think those people need to be involved, because if they aren't involved, then they're feeling like they are just being told what to do, and this is how I'd express it to my staff, that I want their knowledge and their thoughts and feelings on how we are going to do this and what they feel is important. So as we do this, I develop goals based on different subject areas and matter and the needs of the students in our school. And I know that every student has different needs, but we try to fit those within the goals. Also, we determine the different subject matter and what needs need to be taught. As going back to our state standards, we know the state will make us be qualified to teach. So taking our state standards and developing them into the subject matter that we have and what we will be teaching, and then also figure out what tools do we need to help teach that subject matter or those standards more to a higher level. The other area that we'd talk about is parents' needs to have a voice in the school too. If you don't have your parents on board, then they may not sell the product to the kid, making them believe that an education is important. So we have to have the parents' voice in this too, so they feel like they're a part of this product that we are trying to sell to the kids as being a product of education. So everybody needs to be involved, and this needs to be a team effort. And feeling that in developing curriculum, I think you would have to have different committees and set up different times of meeting with administration, teachers, students, and parents. Also, we have to be able to be open, and after we've used this curriculum and tested it, it may not always work, and you have to be open for change. And in order to do that, we might have to reset goals and change some procedures. And so I feel like this would be able to test our curriculum and then go back through and see if there's anything that we do need to change. Nothing works forever, and if you don't change things, you're not ever going to see different results. As a curriculum leader in a school, I would bring the teachers together and have a specific meeting with just the teachers. And this is where I would have them all have sticky notes or note cards, and that way it wouldn't have to be sharing out loud if they didn't want to, so it would be like a comment box. So this is where I bring all my teachers in and have them share their items of interest or importance to me as the administrator. And if they wanted to share them out loud, they'd be more than willing to. I would let them. Also talk to us how they would want to implement things. What do they think they need changes in, and different things that will allow us to be good at what we're doing and make it fun for the kids. Also, after I would have that meeting with the teachers and discuss with them, tell them about how I'm tying the students and the parents in on the curriculum building, and ask of their opinion of how we could, or if they had any thoughts of how to get the students tied in. And so I would do the same thing with students, is bring them in their own separate meetings, which you couldn't do it with all kids, that would be overwhelming, but have like maybe just select a couple kids from each grade and have them come in and talk to them about what they enjoy about learning in the school and things that they wish they could do when they learn, and maybe even have them talk to you about what are some of the downfalls, or what that drag them down, or why they don't want to learn as much, or what things are not helpful to them. Oh, and why is change difficult? I feel that change is difficult because a lot of schools, or you walk into, they say this is how it's going to be done, and that's how we've always done it. Well, you need to get people to go outside of their comfort zone, just like I'm doing right now. So getting them to let loose, try something new. I love this quote, it says, progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. So if you're not willing to change your mind, you're not willing to change anything, because you have to be open in order for change to happen. And if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same result. And so this is things that you hear all the time. And so I guess if you want change, and you have to have the people in your building, whether it's students or staff, if they want change and they want to achieve those goals, then they're going to have to be willing to step outside their comfort zone and work towards those goals, as you said, as a team, as parents, students, teachers, administrators.